So let's talk about spins. Did you know there are 4 edge spins, which kind of makes sense because we've got 4 wheels. And the great thing is that all 4 of these can be done on 2 feet. So when we talk about spinning, we talk about edge spins. So you've got an inside edge and an outside edge. Makes total sense. But you can also have a back inside or a forward inside. But with spinning, it's a little bit different because when you do a back inside spin, you're actually on the front truck. And when you do a forward inside spin, you're actually on the back truck. Makes no sense, but it will. So we're going to talk about the back inside spin first, which is the spin that you're probably most familiar with because it tends to come from the standard 2-foot spin that we do. So you can do this on either foot, and the back inside is going to be the weight on this front wheel or this front wheel. And depending on which foot, you rotate in a different direction. So if I'm on my right foot, I'm going to rotate this way. If I'm on my left foot, I'm going to rotate this way. So it depends which you feel most comfortable with. As you can see, as I'm doing that spin, my back wheels are slipping round my front, hence back inside spin. So we do our wide stance and here for our 2-foot spin. But what you need to do is think, I'm doing my 2-foot spin, I'm going to do a back inside spin. So you're aware of where your weight is, what your feet are doing. So when I do my back inside spin, this foot is going to have the weight on this wheel mainly. So this one is going to do my heel manual. This is going to do my toe manual, but most of my weight's going to be on that front inside wheel. Because if you do that in a 2-foot spin, you can actually get to the point where you transfer so much weight to this foot, you can start to lift this one and bring it into a 1-foot spin. Did you see how I did that? I was 2 foot here, my weight spread, and then I'm going to put all my weight here, so this foot's underneath me, and then I can lift. So nice and wide, I'm going to use my shoulders, 'cause I'm going in this direction, here and up. So we've done the back inside, so now we're going to do the forward inside. So the weight is going to the back truck because it's the front that's going to slip round. So this is exactly the same. You can do it on either foot. This will transition nicely into the back outside in a minute, but let's just do the forward inside first. Now this isn't one that a lot of people do or talk about because I think in artistic skating, that's where a lot of these spins come from. And it's not really a spin that they use, but I think it's quite a nice one. And it's quite a good one to do after the back inside because it's quite easy as spins go. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to start nice and wide, but this time, rather than thinking about my foot that was on the toe, I'm going to think about my opposite foot, the foot that's on the heel, because that, in my toe heel spin, I'm kind of already doing a forward inside spin on that foot. So I'm going to put my weight to the back of the truck. Now, when you put the weight to the back of the skate, you don't think about putting it to the back of the truck. Think about just releasing the weight off the front of the truck. Right, let's do it. Okay, so my toe, this is my heel, here. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing with this shoulder here, and I'm focusing my weight mainly on that left foot, which is quite unusual because in this 2-foot spin, you normally focus it on the foot that's on the toe. We're focusing it on the foot that is on the back truck. Haha, 1 foot. So it's quite a nice one because it still feels that you can wait for the weight to be transferred and then lift the other foot. So it's quite a nice transition from a 2 to a 1 foot. So the forward outside. Now again, so it's a forward, so the weight's going to be on the back of the truck, and it's the outside, so it's going to be on this wheel or this wheel. The 2-foot spin we do for this is a little bit different because what we're going to do is we're going to have this foot trailing. So I'm going to do my forward outside on this foot, and this one's going to just trail. So, but I'm still going to use my wind up that I always use for a spin, but I'm going to do more of an inside edge on this foot to propel me round. So the weight's going to go on that wheel there, the back outside wheel, and I'm going to do an inside bubble here to push me round. So this is quite a tricky one because that weight has to be right over that back wheel. So this is almost lifting the front. Again, releasing the weight, don't think of doing that. And I'm going to do an inside bubble here to give me some momentum. And this spin is so important that you lead with the shoulder. So the same foot that I'm on, this shoulder is going to be turning, 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 turning. And take the arm as well. So the whole top of your body is rotating first. So I'm here and I'm going to wind up. There. And vice versa, you can do it in the opposite direction. There. The forward outside spin and the back inside spin actually link together because you would do them both on the same foot. So if I'm going to do a spin entry for the back inside, I'm actually going to do a forward outside spin first to anchor it. So I'm going to step onto this forward outside and I'm essentially doing a forward outside spin, and that anchors me. And then I'm going to bring my leg around and do my back inside. So let me show you that at full speed. So I'm here, I'm doing a forward outside spin, and then I'm turning to back inside. So in the same way that the forward outside and the back inside are linked together, the back inside and the back outside actually link together because they're done on the same foot. So let me show you the back outside and how they link together. I think the back outside is probably one of the hardest spins to do, if not the hardest, because you have to really trust where your weight is, and it feels like you have to put so much weight on that one wheel, this wheel or this wheel, that it feels like it's very likely and easy to slip out from underneath you because you have to really push. This is where a wheel like this that's sort of more square gives you that little bit more safety because you've got a little bit more wheel to lean on as opposed to a rounded wheel which will slip out easier. Now, so for this one, I'm going to do the spin on this foot here because that was where I did my forward inside. I'm going to do my back outside on the same foot. Right, so I'm going to put all my weight on that one wheel here, and I'm going to do the same thing where I create a bubble here so it gives me a little bit of power. This shoulder is going to turn out and push me around. So with this one, the free foot is kind of trailing behind me, which is a little bit different to what we're used to. There, and that's what's sort of taking me round. Now the back outside, you ideally want your foot in front. So there's another way to do this. But again, it's a little bit more cross-legged, it's a little bit scarier. But we're gonna go here and then you can turn there. So you're almost doing a cross-foot spin or a corkscrew spin. Like that. But to do that, I'm using my good old friendly forward inside spin because I'm putting my weight there, and to give me momentum, my weight is here, and then I swap my weight to the back outside. And that gives me that little bit more oomph in my spin, but it makes the spin quite complex and a little bit more scary. There. Another popular combination spin that you'll see is a back inside to a back outside because you can change feet. And when you change feet, you get this little injection of momentum again. So if I do my back inside here, I can change to a back outside there. And again, I still use that quick little forward inside to back outside change again, which gives me that bit of momentum because I'm using that inside push to change. So spinning is one of those things that is very complex, and it takes time to trust your edges, trust your skates, trust your setup. So you need to make sure you've got a nice lot of movement in your trucks. You might need to change to a softer cushion, and you're going to find spinning a lot easier in a harder wheel as well. Have fun, take your time, it's not easy. I'm Katie, which is Skatie, and I'll see you next time.